In his usual bold and unconventional style, Ryan Garcia managed to shake up the boxing world once again by proposing an incredibly unique and unexpected challenge. A fight against Devin Haney at none other than the White House. Garcia took to social media to make the surprising suggestion, writing, "How about a fight right there at the White House?" This comment quickly gained traction, generating a massive wave of reactions from fans, fellow fighters, and the media alike. Fans were left astounded by the audacity of Garcia's idea, with many eagerly speculating whether it could become reality or if it was simply another of his bold stunts to stay in the public eye. Regardless, the statement sparked a whirlwind of online discussions, with people sharing their thoughts on the absurdity and potential excitement of such an unprecedented location for a boxing match. However, Devin Haney was quick to shut down the idea with a firm response that left no room for doubt. He clearly wasn't entertained by the proposal and declined it outright. Not stopping there, Haney used the moment to take a shot at Garcia's recent positive result in doping tests, bringing up the failed drug test as a way to throw some additional heat in Garcia's direction. Haney's comment immediately reignited the tension between the two fighters, adding fuel to a long-standing rivalry. This came after the New York Athletic Commission had handed Garcia a year-long suspension for testing positive for ostarine, a banned substance, following their April fight. Haney's public response wasn't just a dismissal of Garcia's challenge, but a calculated reminder of the issues that have been hanging over Garcia's career, especially after the highly publicized doping controversy. Despite the suspension and the negativity surrounding his failed test, Garcia has remained steadfast in his desire to have a rematch with Haney. Time and time again, Garcia has reiterated he wants another shot at Haney, making it clear that he believes he is capable of beating him in a second fight. However, things have become significantly more complicated for Garcia, both inside and outside of the ring. A surprising defeat to Rolando "Rolly" Romero has thrown a wrench in Garcia's plans for redemption, with Romero securing a solid victory over Garcia that has left many questioning his future in the sport. To make matters even more difficult, Garcia has also had to undergo surgery on his right hand, further sidelining him and delaying any immediate chances of a return to the ring. His injuries and recent losses have created a perfect storm of setbacks, leaving him in a position where a rematch with Haney seems more distant than ever before. Oscar de la Hoya, who has been a key figure in managing Garcia's career, weighed in on the situation, suggesting that the best course of action for the young fighter would be to take a break from boxing for the remainder of the year. According to de la Hoya, Garcia needs to focus on his physical and mental recovery before thinking about stepping back into the ring. He needs to get himself in order and come back with a cool head, de la Hoya explained during a recent interview. His words reflected the importance of taking a step back and giving Garcia time to recover from both his physical injuries and the emotional toll that has come with the series of challenges he's faced. De la Hoya's advice is rooted in the understanding that Garcia's long-term success is far more important than rushing into another fight that he may not be fully prepared for. The rivalry between Garcia and Haney has also become a legal and media spectacle, intensifying the drama and adding even more complications to the possibility of a rematch. After the April fight was officially ruled a no contest, Haney filed a civil lawsuit against Garcia, accusing him of fraud and breach of contract. Haney's lawsuit not only casts a legal shadow over Garcia, but also further complicates any chance of the two fighters meeting again in the ring anytime soon. This legal battle has created a significant barrier between the two, turning their rivalry from a sporting contest into something far more personal and complex. The lawsuit adds a layer of bitterness to the entire situation, and with legal proceedings ongoing, it's clear that the rematch is not going to happen in the near future. For Garcia, the immediate focus should be on restoring his reputation and rebuilding his credibility within the boxing community. He has a lot to prove, and many experts in the sport believe that the best course of action would be for Garcia to prioritize a rematch with Rolando "Rolly" Romero. After his defeat to Romero, many critics feel that Garcia needs to seek redemption against the fighter who so clearly defeated him. A successful return to the ring against Romero would go a long way in proving that Garcia can bounce back from his setbacks and that he's still a force to be reckoned with in the lightweight division. Once Garcia can regain his momentum and confidence with a victory, then and only then should he turn his attention back to Haney. The priority, as many see it, should be to regain his footing and address the immediate challenges in front of him. Before diving into a rematch with Haney, who remains a tough and controversial opponent, Garcia's journey over the next few months is likely to be pivotal in determining what kind of fighter he will become in the future. His ability to navigate his current physical and emotional obstacles, recover from his injuries, and address the legal issues surrounding his career will shape the trajectory of his boxing future. If he can overcome these challenges and prove himself in the ring, Garcia could still have a bright future ahead of him. However, if he continues to stumble or rushes into a rematch with Haney before fully recovering, it may end up further damaging his career. The next few steps for Garcia will be critical, and many are watching to see how he responds to the adversity that's piled up around him. Garcia's situation, both professionally and personally, is now at a crossroads. The suspension for his failed drug test, coupled with the loss to Romero and the injury to his right hand, have forced him to step back and reconsider his priorities. His previous bravado, his confidence in calling out Haney and demanding a rematch, now feels distant. He faces the hard truth that without solid wins under his belt and the ability to fight at his full potential, calling out top fighters like Haney may do more harm than good. The public perception of Garcia has shifted, and many boxing fans are beginning to question his ability to bounce back from the mistakes he's made. As Garcia works to regain his fitness and his reputation, there's a strong possibility that his future in the ring will need to be about more than just big-name matchups. Rather than jumping straight into high-profile fights with the likes of Haney or other top contenders, he may have to focus on rebuilding his skill set, getting his hand fully healed, and proving his worth through smaller, more manageable bouts. The boxing world is unforgiving, and while Garcia has the talent, his recent setbacks have shown just how important it is to come back with both physical and mental readiness. A rushed return could lead to another humiliating defeat, which would only set him back further. This period of recovery could also serve as a chance for Garcia to recalibrate his approach to the sport. The constant rush to get bigger, better, and faster has often overshadowed the basic foundation of boxing discipline, timing, and strategic thinking. By focusing on these core aspects, Garcia might come out of his hiatus as a more well-rounded fighter. He will need to dig deep and find the resilience to push through the personal challenges that have dogged him, including his public disputes with Haney and his ongoing legal troubles. The most important lesson Garcia must learn is that boxing is not just about physical preparation, but also about mental fortitude. One of the most significant challenges Garcia will face is repairing his relationship with his fans and the wider boxing community. Fans are often quick to forgive their heroes, but Garcia has to show them something more than just words. He needs to back up his aspirations with consistent, high-level performances in the ring. This will require him to take his training seriously, to acknowledge the mistakes he's made, and to show growth as both a fighter and a person. The boxing world thrives on authenticity and respect, and if Garcia can prove he's learned from his past and is genuinely focused on improving, he may win back some of the support he's lost. Moreover, Garcia must also address the personal dynamics that have caused friction with his family, particularly his daughter Galia. The tension between them is now painfully evident, and the legal dispute between them, coupled with Garcia's recent revelations from Pasha's diary, has only deepened the rift. Repairing this relationship will not be easy, and it's unclear whether Garcia can mend the bond with his daughter while also focusing on his professional career. His personal life, which has been entwined with his boxing career, will continue to be a source of distraction if left unresolved. At some point, Garcia will have to choose between keeping his family intact and pursuing the brutal, solitary path that professional boxing often demands.